don't want to because you're being stopped for something you did maybe. And, it's just, it's one of those situations where you don't want to be there. So you're interacting with these folks who you'd rather not interact with. But you quickly come to a realization, where would we be without the nurses and doctors, the great nurses and doctors and hospital workers that we have? Because when you need them, you want them to be there. There's all kinds of categories like that in life. Police officers, you don't want to deal with them if you're getting stopped. It's always a negative interaction. That's why there's so much going on. Cops and donuts and coffee with cops and all these meetings to try and humanize these folks because they live in your communities. They raise families just like you do. But most of the time, the interaction is negative. Well, most of the time, if you find yourself in the hospital, it's not a positive situation. You don't want to be there. And the same thing with lawyers. We love to hate lawyers until we need one. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank the nurses and doctors everywhere for doing what they do and being there for us at a time when probably not the easiest people to get along with. Nobody wants to be in a hospital. You don't want to be there. But they make you as comfortable as possible. They're as friendly as possible. They take care of you. And I actually had a good time. They made it fun, believe it or not. All right, baby formula. Just want to bring this up before I get to the phones. It is beyond the pale that it has been determined that we have shipped pallets and pallets and pallets of baby formula to the southern border for the use by illegal immigrants, while tax-paying Americans can't find it on the shelves. Are priorities that screwed up? Now, don't get me wrong. Those migrant children coming across the border deserve to be taken care of like any child. But how about on the same basis as tax-paying Americans? Mothers go to the stores. Now they can't find their formula. They drive all over. They hunt for it online. They do what they have to. And while they're doing that, we're sending pallets of baby formula to the border. What's wrong with that picture? What is wrong with the politicians of today to think somehow that that's the priority? It's beyond me. I just absolutely, when I first heard this story a couple of days ago, I said, come on. That can't be true. Sure enough, photos show up. The story's confirmed. Brought to light by a Florida representative, Kat Kamek. Come on, government, wake up. Take care of everybody. Not just ones you think are future voters. That's what it all revolves around too, and that's what's so upsetting about it. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Russ is in Bay City, so that's where we're going to begin this morning. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Well, I think you almost read my mind. I called up about the formula pallets, but I also would like to second your 3 cheers for hospital staff.
Yeah.
I've spent more time in the hospital than probably the whole rest of my life combined, and they have made it as bearable and as pleasant as they possibly could have. I mean, it really, all of them. I mean, from the most gifted surgeons to the room with the swipper and cleans your room up.
Yep.
I mean, they're all just wonderful. But it's with this border thing. I don't think we should be shocked by it. And just a couple weeks ago, we had in the news that the Biden administration was pulling resources and medical professionals from the VA with our veterans waiting in line for treatment, and they sent those people and those resources down to the border to treat the illegal aliens. And this is ridiculous. This is where his priorities are. This is where his illegal immigrant, they won't even call them illegal immigrants. They call them immigrants.
Yeah.
And that's a load of
Migrants.
crap.
Migrants is another one I heard, migrants.
Yeah, whatever. No. Migrants come here illegally.
Yep.
And America, more so than any other nation in the world, we permit 1 million plus legal immigrants every year. No nation does that.
Yep.
Wait in line.
Well, we're
easier to wait in line. I think it should be easier to get in here legally.
Yeah. And we're a nation of immigrants. Where would we be without immigration? I mean,
absolutely.
Almost 99% of us, unless you're a Native American, a true Native American.
I mean, Native Americans, they came over here on the ice bridge from Asia. Okay, so they were immigrants too, just a lot longer before us.
Yeah, but we'll call them the originals.
Well, I mean, the way I see it, they're Chippewa, they're Ojibwa, they're Apache. That is how you most accurately is by their tribe, because their DNA proves they are not a homogeneous population.
No. All right.
I mean, they just aren't.
Good enough.
But we got to stop. We got to close this border up.
Yeah.
You can't have a nation if you don't have a border.
Got that right.
And that's just the way it is.
All right, Russ. I got to run.
Have a great
day. Got to take a break, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye. Walt, hang on. We'll get to you when we return here on WSGW, but I want to talk about my friends at Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. You could drive around and look at the empty lots. You know that used cars are in tight supply right now, that new cars are in tight supply, but they're still available. Now, Thalen Honda on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City has a whole bunch of them in the pipeline. I mean, they are constantly getting them. The thing to do is go in, find out what's in the pipeline, and put your name on it before it even gets here. And then you'll be assured of getting that new car. And remember that Honda, as you look at the gas pumps today, was ranked first of all full-time automakers, full-line automakers. In the 2021 EPA report, they had 29.1 miles per gallon average, 3.7 higher than the industry average for the 2020 model year. Plus, the 2022 Honda Civic won the prestigious North American Car of the Year award, and in addition, Honda Ridgeline was named first among the longest-lasting trucks. So visit Thalen Honda on North Euclid Avenue today to see what's in the pipeline. Reserve the car of your dreams before it's too late. Now, if you'd like to move up to a nicer or a newer car, but you don't want to wait for a new one, they have hundreds of pre-owned vehicles on the 5 dealers' lots, all side by side on North Euclid Avenue, one of the largest displays in the Great Lakes Bay region. I'm driving a 2021 Honda Accord Sport. What a beautiful car. The Thalen family, they take those cars, they inspect them before they put them out on the lot, and they give you a great price. Stop in. Check them out online at thinkthalen.com. Remember, the Thalen family has been serving your automotive needs for 45 years.
May is Maytag month, the hardest working month of the year, when you can save on hard-working Maytag performance. Like laundry pairs that make clothes think twice before getting dirty again. Refrigerators that make cold your new favorite flavor. And dishwashers that eat caked on oatmeal.
Don't wait. Put the hardest working month of the year to work for you and save big on Maytag appliances now through June 1st. Because May is Maytag month.
Why do I love to work at Alpha Media Saginaw?
Awesome station, fun work environment.
My work family, endless opportunities.
Because it doesn't feel like work.
Hi, I'm Carrie Gustafson, General Sales Manager at Alpha Media Saginaw.
We are expanding our marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We have an amazing staff and 5 awesome local. You want to get up every day loving what you do.
Apply now at alphamediausa.com/careers. Alpha Media is an EEO employer. I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Twitter shares tumbled this morning after Tesla CEO Elon Musk tweeted that his deal to buy Twitter is temporarily on hold, pending details about spam and fake accounts. Musk's strategy to turn around Twitter involved removing spammers and bots. Later, Musk committed to acquisition of Twitter. He is legally obligated to the deal, but Twitter shares are still slumping. Around $45 in pre-market trading. His offer is for $54.20 a share. Barron's is reporting that Starbucks chief executive Howard Schultz purchased millions of dollars of the coffee chain's stock on the open market. He paid $10 million on Tuesday for more than 137,000 shares. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Chitty Cosola, invested in you.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your. Again, text SHELTER to 989898.
Annette Glenn was a high school sprinter and state champion. Now Annette Glenn's running for state senate, championing fairness, ensuring girls compete against girls, protecting girls' sports, and girls' privacy in the locker room. Paid for by Annette Glenn for state senate.
Country Legends, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. When country star Keith Urban first moved to Nashville 3 decades ago, he was known for throwing the best parties.
And somebody foolishly gave us a Polaroid camera and covered in snapshots of these encounters. All I can say is I'm glad you can burn Polaroids.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Jose, how much longer till this dough's ready?
No one can bake gluten-free vegan goodies better than Surrey.
Wait, both Jim and Marion's last days are the same day?
But he needs to whip up a new shift lead without interviews burning his time.
Gotta get interviewing before my calendar is cooked. Oh.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. The WSGW morning team.
The WSW online poll, the U.S. government operating a disinformation governance board. Department of Homeland Security announced the formation of this board. It's described this way: to protect national security by combating foreign misinformation and disinformation. Some critics are saying that no government agency should be involved in any determination of what constitutes disinformation. Officials say it's not going to monitor American citizens and would work diligently to protect privacy. So the poll question is, should the U.S. government operate? You could say yes, absolutely necessary under any circumstances. You could say yes, but only if it guarantees to target foreign sources. You could say no, because you have concerns that American interests could be investigated. Or you could say no, period. Under no circumstances should government have misinformation. Or you could say I'm not sure. I want you to head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find that poll box, and make your vote that way, please.
Good morning, team. Weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Diving stab to the left by Kendall. Perfect throw to throw out Pache. Jamer Candelario on a bullet.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back here on WSGW, and let us return to our phones. We're going to go to Hemlock and talk to Walt this morning. Good morning, Walt.
Good morning, Arthur. Can you hear me clear?
I got you.
Okay. I wanted to make a comment. You went through a colonoscopy, or you will go?
I did.
Many times.
Yeah, me too.
I had it done was back in '96, and they wheeled me into the room, and the doctor, am I allowed to give his name?
No, let's not do that.
Okay. The doctor, hell of a nice guy. I said, Doctor, I have a question and a request. He said, okay, what's your question? I said, if there's cancer there. He said, oh, yeah, we could spot that a mile away. He said, what is your request? I said, my wife and coworkers want me to ask you if you'd line my colon with perfume. He looked at me real funny, and him and the nurses just busted out laughing. If you were downwind from me, you wouldn't laugh.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Back then, though, back then they were different, because back then they used the barium enemas and all of that stuff. It was quite a different routine than it is today. But I'll tell you what, I encourage everyone to get colonoscopies when they're due. My dad died from colon cancer when he was in his 60s, and my mom in her late 80s died of the same thing. So I'm at high risk because I have a heritage in the family. But I can't encourage people enough, because it is so preventable. Death from colon cancer is so preventable that we need to do what we need to do to make sure it doesn't happen.
Well, on the 25th of April, I had to go in, and they knocked me out, of course. They run a tube down my throat, and they checked my stomach.
Oh, yeah, that's the other side, yes.
Bacteria. And I says, how could I have bacteria in my stomach? They said, that's what's causing your bloat, kid, and probably some of your gas.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had the upper end, both ends. Yeah.
Well, I told the doctor last month, I said, if you can cure me of gas, you're going to be nominated for a Nobel Prize.
All right, Walt. Hey, listen, glad you're healthy. That's good. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye now. Pat would like to chime in here. Patrick, good morning, and thanks for filling in.
Hey, no problem. It was my pleasure. I had a good time. No, I heard you guys talking about colonoscopies. I just want to second exactly what Art said. Please just get them done. The worst part is the prep.
But you know what, though?
It's even better than it used to be. That's
what I was just going to say, yeah. I just had a brand new thing. Rather than drink the stuff,
yeah,
they now have tablets.
Oh,
they're called Sutabs.
Okay.
You take 12 of them, like for procedures in the morning. You take 12 of them at like 6 o'clock at night with a little water, and then you drink a couple of cups of water over 2 hours, and then you do it again at 3 o'clock in the morning or 6 in the morning, depending what time your procedure is that day.
Oh, okay, okay.
And they're flavorless, so you don't have that problem. You're just drinking water or any clear fluids, actually.
Right.
And it was much better, but here's the problem with it.
Okay.
The cost.
Oh, all right.
They're not cheap.
Well, maybe through time, maybe in 5 years when I have to do mine again, maybe they'll get cheaper.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Well, they gave me a coupon and it was $60.
Oh, that's not okay.
So, but they wanted 188 originally.
No, all I was gonna say is that the procedure itself. I mean, they roll you in, and then all of a sudden, before you know
good
it,
night.
good night, and then it feels like you've been asleep for 10 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And they wake you up.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you're done. Oh,
yep.
All right.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, yeah, it is that simple. Although I did have to do the drink, and when they
that's the worst part.
When they brought me back in, they said, "Do you want something to drink? Gatorade or anything?" No. Not at all.
Oh, I was thirsty. I needed something to drink.
I just wanted water. That's all I did.
Oh, well, that's fine.
No juice. I also just want to say something quick too. I heard you talking about the pallets of baby formula.
Yeah.
I read an article that was released this morning in the Washington Post. Glenn Kessler is the writer, and he said that what is happening down there with the baby formula is not new. Is that there's a law on the books. It's called the Flores Amendment, and apparently a lot of the offices down there have to be shelved with certain foods for children, migrant children, when they.
Yeah, well, that law needs to be changed.
Well, that may be, but it was put in law in 1997, hasn't changed since, and so that is why it's nothing. It's not new. Is all.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
well, it needs to
That's
be
according
modernized.
to.
I mean, let's face it. Listen, I don't want to deprive them of formula, but I don't want to deprive taxpaying American mothers of formula for their children at the expense.
Well,
that's what I find, unconscionable.
Let's be upset then that we allowed in this country only 4 companies to make baby formula. Only 4. So
Yeah, listen,
like this thing.
We're learning, aren't we?
We are, right. Well, if there was one thing, and you and I talked about this, if there's one thing that we learned with the pandemic is that we have to rely on so many other countries to provide for us.
China for our drugs. Give me a break.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. All of that.
Our auto chips from Taiwan and Korea and elsewhere. We just, and I go back.
But we allowed that. We allowed that.
I'll tell you what. I want to continue this conversation. Okay. However, I have to take a break.
I understand.
So don't go anywhere.
Okay.
I'll be back with Pat. I love talking to him about these things. We will take a quick break, come back and talk more. And of course, you can chime in at 989-752-6111.
Fire damage? Respond, recover, rebuild, hammer restoration. It's all about skill.
With any kind of fire and smoke damage, you need help now. Call your emergency response leader. Call Hammer Restoration, a family-owned business serving your friends and neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 50 years.
Spring is finally here and exterior projects have begun. This is Sonia with Westside Decorating. Stop in for time-saving advice and products like Ready Seal Stains, a groove-proof wood sealer, and stain finish for fences, decks, pergolas, and more. Ask about our solar screen shades that protect your interior finishes and budget from UV rays and the hot sun. As always, design consultations are available. Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. Again, text SHELTER to 989898.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Nori's Restaurant in Auburn. You are going to get a $20 gift certificate for only $10. Nori's Restaurant in Auburn has a new owner, new menu, and new hours. They're located at 963 West Midland Road in Auburn. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Keith DeWald of the Saginaw Bay Walleye Club. Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News. In hour number 2, we're talking about applying for a Michigan bear tag with Cody Norton. Then Dr. Megan Moriarty of the DNR on the avian flu situation. And in hour number 3, we're talking with Dan Harrington of the United Deer Farmers of Michigan. Listen Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 9 on WSGW.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back here on WSGW, and we have Pat sitting in with us a little bit this morning. But Pat, I see we have a phone call, Dan in Bay City, so let's take Dan, and then we'll come back and converse. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, Art. I'm kind of glad Pat came on the line and talked about the law. And, I don't know, he was going to mention, I think, Sturgis, that they're starting up a plant here in Michigan.
We're restarting,
Restarting. Yeah, restarting. I'm kind of curious why they shut it down. They
shut it down because of safety practices within the plant to prevent contamination. There's been some contradicting stories as to whether they've addressed it or not. But apparently it's going to reopen.
Well, and Art, tell me if I'm wrong, but there were children who got sick from some of these formulas, including 2 died. Now, I
believe that's true.
I believe the company is saying that it's not. They don't believe it was them. That they think that they were doing everything right. But yeah, but like you said, there's a little bit of a battle going between the company and the FDA.
And they said that it'll take 2 weeks to get up production, 6 weeks to 8 weeks to get it on the shelves.
Right.
So that's what they're looking at in Sturgis.
Okay, I had heard that it was starting, but I didn't know the circumstances behind it. So
yeah, they had shut down because the government had shut them down, actually.
Well, these laws have been on and there's another law about the somebody leaving our country because of political or other reasons, and that law has never been changed. Yeah, that law has been on the books forever, and nobody, no matter who's in power, nobody seems to want to change those laws.
Well, the immigration laws, they've been kicked down the road by every Congress, by every president. It's just maybe with the one exception that Trump wanted to do something about it. Maybe he didn't like the way he was going to do it, but at least he addressed the issue. But it's been a political football forever. Pat, would you agree? I mean, immigration's been one of those political footballs.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I've told you the story of when I was in farm radio. I worked for the Michigan Farm Radio Network, and I was at a conference in 2006 when immigration reform was being talked about.
Sure.
So that's how long, and even longer than that. I mean, this goes back, you could even say, with when Ronald Reagan granted amnesty to many. So yeah, we're talking 40, 50 years.
Yeah, well, I don't think. I mean, both parties have had power to do it, and they don't do it. So we use these people as a political.
And unfortunately, that's true.
That is true.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
good enough,
gentlemen.
Dan. Thanks. And let's talk to Al in Midland. Al, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Art and Pat.
Morning.
Hello, Al.
I heard another thing that the government is paying for the baby formula, and that's the reason why there's only 4 plants. It's a money-losing operation. They're losing money on manufacturing baby formula. So they can't afford to.
I haven't heard that.
They can't. No, afford to have any more than a very few number of plants operating because it's a money-losing operation, and government has a lot of funding into it. So here's another thing with the government with its fingers.
Al, where did you hear this?
It was on 2 places. Bill O'Reilly had it, and Tom Sullivan had it. Both of them.
I'll have to look. I
don't know.
I don't know either. I'm going to have to check it out. But
They said there's so much government control and restrictions on this that it's like the dairy industry and all the rest.
Actually, Al, but see, here's the problem, though, Al, is that we've also learned, though, because we are stopping imports of baby formulas coming.
Yeah.
So, and the government's doing that.
And that was who was the last president who advocated for stuff like that?
To stop
things from coming over here. Wanted to be America first all the time. Well, I'm not saying he's to blame for this, but I'm just saying that the companies
wanted it made here. That president wanted it made in this country.
But Al, then here you go. Then when one plant goes down, When one plant goes down and you only have 4 companies who do this, this is monopolization, by the way. This is re-regulation. This is what the companies want.
Who is running the candy store right now? It's Biden.
And he didn't do anything. And he hasn't done anything.
He didn't ramp up.
He just kept doing what everybody else has done.
He also didn't see the.
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute now. Hang on a minute now. Hang on just a minute, Al. Hang on, Al. Al, hang on. Because, Pat, you just said something which kind of raised the hairs on the back of my neck.
Mm-hmm. I know.
He's doing it just because everybody else did it. Well, is that the job of a president, or should the president come in and lead?
Oh, no, I agree with you. And I wish that he would come in and say, I'm going to regulate this industry. We are going to make sure it's safe. We're going to make sure that babies aren't dying from this formula. And they're not doing it. No, they watered it down. They watered these regulations down. This is what happens. This is what happens when you allow monopolization in all of these industries.
Into it.
Yep.
All of these industries.
All right, guys. We'll end it there.
Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Al. I got to take a break.
All right, thank you so much. I
appreciate it, Pat. Always have fun. Lines are open for you, 989-752-6111. And as you can tell, you can talk about whatever you like. We have fun. That's what it's all about. And we will be back.
The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union just got better. It's now being offered all year. You get a Whatever Loan whenever. Now available year-round. The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union gives you money when you need it most. Use it on groceries, utilities, unplanned expenses, or whatever else life throws your way. Apply online at mfcu.net or stop into your local branch. Get back on your feet with the Whatever Loan from Members First Credit Union. Some restrictions may apply. Federally insured by the NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
So what's the most exciting part of playing Millions Cash Payout, the new instant game series from the Michigan Lottery?
It's the cash.
Maybe it's having 4 brand new tickets to play.
No, it's the cash.
Or maybe the tickets are from $2 to $20.
It's the cash.
And they have little stars on them.
Huh?
Of course, with top prizes up to $2 million and over $155 million in total prizes, that part is pretty exciting too.
You think?
Play new Millions Cash Payout.
And put some cash play in your day.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 with cinematic mode, which lets you focus. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Though many people are doing okay today, there are still many people experiencing difficulties in the community. Here is a reminder for you of a free community resource you are encouraged to use if you find yourself needing extra support. 211 is a public service number for needs. You can call it anytime, any day, and an agent will connect you with whatever it is you're looking for. Food, financial assistance, housing support, clothing, transportation. All you need to do is dial 211 or text your zip code to 898-211 to get connected. Looking for a COVID testing location? Need help paying your bills? Is food in short supply for your family? Dial 211 to talk to a compassionate, highly trained agent who is ready to connect you with local resources. It is a free and confidential service to help you overcome obstacles of all sizes. This message is brought to you by the Saginaw Community Foundation, because for good, forever.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show,
It's the Friday Five, and we are celebrating life.
I know for one thing, it is a highway. I learned that a long time ago.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. Let's get back to our phones. Mark today says he's in Tawas. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
All right.
Hey, I took a trip out to Vegas. One of the concerns that I had out there, one, you have to have deep pockets. Water, a 4-ounce bottle of water was $6.
4-ounce bottle? 4 ounces,
little
tiny.
4-ounce bottles. Yeah. It was $6. And everywhere you go, you got to pay for the water. Well, on the news there, they have where if you out there, you'll get ticketed. So as I sat in my room of 3,000, the hotel had 3,000 rooms. Majority of the rooms had hot tubs in them. And then I start looking around at all the hotels out there. How many thousands of gallons are wasted with hot tubs, do you think, out there?
If I remember right, a couple of things. First of all, why buy that bottle of water when you can go into the bathroom in that hotel room and turn on the tap and drink water? And secondly, a lot of the water that they use out there gets recycled.
Okay. Because they talked about a lake out there when I was watching the news on, how low the lake is. And I don't know if
Lake Mead and Lake Powell in Arizona, they're both very low.
Yeah. So I just wondered if they were going to put a ban on, people just filling up the hot tub.
No, they recycle a lot of that water. So, all right. Good enough, Mark. Take care, buddy.
Thanks.
Shirley is in Saginaw. Shirley, good morning.
Hi there. How you doing?
We're doing well.
I see they're talking about water while Rome's burning, but I want to put my 2 cents in the law that we have to protect this country with illegals coming in. Could be as many as 18,000 a day if they lift the 42 title.
Right.
Unbelievable that they have no concern about these American people, the gas prices, the food prices, everything's going sky high, and they don't care.
Well, I don't think they can do much about it. I think that's the problem. It's happened, and now they're stuck with it, and they can't figure out what to do. I mean, he tried, for example, gas prices. He released 1 million gallons a day from the Federal Reserve. What happened? Gas prices have gone up, way up. It didn't do any good.
It's pathetic that Biden doesn't know who he is, what he had for breakfast, and the phone he's running the country.
I'm not going to go there. That's
it's sad. But anyway, one last thing I want to tell you, because I heard you talk about colonoscopy. My friend had a colonoscopy a couple years ago. 12 hours later, she was dead. They nicked her. I Googled it. 15,000 a year die from that.
Yeah, so what? No, we get rid of colonoscopies now? How many lives does it save?
I'm just saying, when you get older, your skin is thinner, and you're not the same person when you're in your 50s or 60s. She was in her 70s, and it was pathetic. But that's just something I wanted to tell.
Yeah, we can always find the negatives. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Good enough, Shirley. Bye-bye. And Jean is going to be our last caller. Jean, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I wanted to talk about the baby milk situation.
Yep.
Now, I know it's really, really inconvenient for women to breastfeed their babies, but I wanted to things. On a woman's skin, there's good bacteria which helps a baby digest its food. And now I raise these little tiny mini ponies.
Oh, do you?
Now, the mother mare, her milk, the first 24 hours contains everything that she's immune to is contained in that mother's milk.
Yeah.
And the baby pony is immune to everything immune to. Now, babies get a lot of colic, as you probably know, too.
Oh, yeah, I had two.
And so on and so forth. Now, of course, a human woman is not a pony, but there's I'm sure, many, many similarities to help the
Well,
baby's immune
I would have to think that
system.
I would have to think there's nothing better than the natural way of feeding the child. I would think.
In between, as I said, the bacteria, the good bacteria, and the immunities that are in the mother's milk, and they can digest it so much better than cow's milk. And women should kind of. I know it's really inconvenient and everything, but women should really consider that.
But it's the alternative.
And if they can buy mother's milk right now, that would be a blessing to their baby.
Let me ask, off the topic, let's go back to your ponies for a minute. How big did they get? When you say minis, what's a mini?
They're they're supposed to be under 46 inches.
Wow. So they're not that, wow, they're pretty small, aren't they?
Yeah, but some of the ones I have are big enough for kids to ride them. And I kind of like to have the bigger ones because, it's nice for the little kids to have something to ride.
How many do you have?
I've got 8 adults and 1 baby right now. And
really?
We're expecting 2 new babies.
Well, good for you, Gene. I love it. I always thought they were adorable, though. The pictures I've seen of the minis have been adorable.
They are so smart. Especially when they got babies.
That's good. That's good.
They take care of them.
Gene, I got to go because I'm out of time, but I appreciate the call as always, dear. Thank you.
God bless. Have a nice afternoon.
Bye-bye now. Back, close out the hour in just a couple.
Consider a move to Wellspring Senior Living Campus in Saginaw.
There's a huge amount of trust that's built in that process of deciding where you're going to move, when you're going to sell your house. It's important when you walk into a place that you look around. Do the residents look happy? Are the staff interacting with them? Through the door. This is the next step to your journey. I want to give the right recommendation. I want to lead these people in the right direction. They've trusted me.
Schedule a tour today at wellspringlutheran.com.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Art Lewis Show, weekday mornings at 9 on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, that's going to wrap up this first hour of the Art Lewis Show. Thanks for participating. Coming up next hour, Jim Begic from Begic Nursery and Garden Center will be with us, helping you with what grows or is supposed to grow or maybe not supposed to grow outside. All of that coming up, and we'll answer your questions on home and garden type stuff. Meantime, stick around for the news from CBS. That'll be the National International Report. We'll have the local report for you. And then following the news, back with Jim Begic. Talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Parents are becoming more desperate to find food to feed their babies.
It's formula. I just don't understand why it's taking so long.
Lawmakers in Washington have just announced new action to get more product back on store shelves. Correspondent Scott McFarland.
Here on Capitol Hill, the U.S. House Oversight Committee has sent letters to the 4 major manufacturers of formula: Abbott, Nestle, Mead Johnson, and Perrigo, asking what they're doing to address the shortage and saying it's a threat to the economic security of families.
In Moscow, WNBA star Brittany Griner led out of court after she found out she would not be getting out of detention.
Griner's lawyer says her pretrial detention in Russia has been extended by a month, but he was optimistic her trial could start soon. The 2-time Olympic gold medalist was detained at an airport in Moscow after vape cartridges with oil derived from cannabis were allegedly found in her luggage. That could carry a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison.
Now to South Dakota. A massive dust storm blew through Sioux Falls, damaging homes, downing trees and power lines. This man caught some of it on cell phone video.
80-mile-an-hour winds picking up dust out of town, bringing it to my house.
And was killed. Elon Musk says he's still committed to buying Twitter after making a new move this morning. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
He put the pause button on the deal pending details on spam and fake accounts that Twitter says made up fewer than 5% of monetizable daily active users in the first quarter. He's skeptical of that number and thinks there are more inauthentic accounts than that on the platform. He wants the numbers looked over, and in the meantime, the deal is on hold.
Bitcoin's bounced back. It's above $30,000 now. Europeans don't seem to be getting the message about sunscreen. Here's CBS's Michael George.
A new survey finds more than 7 million Europeans skin cancer, despite it being the most preventable form of the disease. Leading dermatologists in Europe say more education is needed to help people make safer skin choices, including the use of sun protection to block ultraviolet rays.
In the United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth made a surprise appearance, smiling and waving from the backseat of her Range Rover at a horse show on private grounds at Windsor Castle. 3 of her horses are taking part. The 96-year-old missed the state opening of Parliament this week because of what the palace called mobility issues. She sent her son, Prince Charles, to read her statement. The Dow up. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go. Is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Live
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 72 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Consumers Energy crews will be making road settlement repairs within the right-of-way on Elm, its intersection with Gratiot Avenue, requiring a lane shift today. It will take place until May 17th at 5 p.m. During this time, the northbound lane will be shifted to the center turn lane. If you can, please seek an alternate route if possible. Also, due to a water main break, Saginaw City crews are making emergency repairs within the right-of-way of Davenport Avenue between North Woodbridge and Delaware Street. There will be lane closures today until tomorrow, at 4 p.m. next Friday. During this time, 3 westbound lanes will be reduced to 1 lane. Traffic will be shifted at the work site. Again, please seek an alternate route if possible. Planned Parenthood is holding a national day of protest this Saturday. Supporters of abortion rights in mid-Michigan will gather from 11 a.m. to noon in front of the Saginaw Courthouse. Speakers will include the state Senate candidate Kristen McDonald-Rivette, a supporter of reproductive freedom. A simulated commercial airline crash was held at MBS Airport in Freeland yesterday to test local emergency responders in the event of an actual emergency. Here's Rick Antonio with this report. Now, up to you after our break.
I'm the first nurse in my family. I started at Wellspring as a certified nursing assistant, and then I went on to nursing. And as I was in my nursing classes, Wellspring, they helped in any type of way, even with the nurses that were in the facility. They assisted with knowledge and passing things down that sometimes you don't learn in the classroom. It's been a great experience at Wellspring. I'm proud of being a nurse.
Join our team today. Visit wellspringlutheran.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Why would you pay full price when you know at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now. Day Spa and Boutique, 120 Fitness, Uplift Creative Center, Woody's Hot Dogs, Wonder Burger, and King's Fish and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. Now that report from Rick Antonio on the simulated commercial airline crash at MBS Airport.
Saginaw County Emergency Services Director Lieutenant Mark Przybylski assessed the exercise as a success and says the local fire, police, and EMS responders were among during the response.
There's a lot of moving pieces with an exercise this large. We had fire, law enforcement, and EMS personnel from 2 different counties. There's a lot of coordination that happens. Personnel from Covenant, St. Mary's, and McLaren also participated. It went very well.
MBS Airport Director James Kanders says the airport is required to conduct a transportation disaster exercise every 3 years. While the site was busy with the drill, normal airport operations went on uninterrupted. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
8 Republican candidates for Michigan governor, with one notable absence, held a debate last night. Former Detroit Police Chief James Craig backed out of the debate, saying he had a prior speaking engagement. All of the candidates ban on abortions in Michigan, as the U.S. Supreme Court is poised to overturn Roe versus Wade. Those taking part in the debate were Tudor Dixon, Kevin Rinke, Garrett Soldano, Ryan Kelly, Ralph Rebrandt, Michael Markey, Mike Brown, and Perry Johnson. Astronomers have revealed the first image of a massive black hole at the center of our Milky Way galaxy. It's being called a groundbreaking and historic discovery. Michael Narlock from Southeast Michigan's Cranbrook Institute of Science explains why people find these types of breakthroughs so intriguing.
Everybody loves a good mystery, and science is absolutely, there's mysteries that want desperately to be solved. And we're an inquisitive species by our very nature. And when you throw into it the aspect of astronomy or things in the nighttime sky, things beyond the Earth, it just makes it ever that much more fascinating.
Narlock says scientists have consistently made other interesting discoveries, including learning more about the possibility of past life on Mars. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology. Sunny skies here for today with a high in the upper 80s. Winds out of the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low near 63. Saturday, a chance for some showers and thunderstorms here late. We'll see increasing cloud cover, high around 82. And on Sunday, partial sunshine develops with a high around 75. Monday, a blend of clouds and sunshine with a slight chance for rain showers, high around 70 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny and a high of 64. Wednesday, we'll have sunshine with a high around 64. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 72.
The only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome back to the Art Lewis Show, hour number 2 here on this Friday morning. And today we're going to help you with stuff that should be growing and maybe stuff that shouldn't be growing in your yard and outside, because we're going to talk to Jim Begic from Begic Nursery and Garden Center. And if you have any questions about those particular items, you can give us a call at 989-752-6111 as I broadcast from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio this morning. And from Begic Nursery and Garden Center, we say good morning to Jim Begic. Jim, good morning.
Hi, Art. Hi. How are you doing?
Doing well. I guess in your business, it has to be refreshing to look outside, see the sun, get a little warm temperatures here and there.
Well, yeah. Considering last year at this time we were dancing around frost for 3 or 4 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And then 2 days ago we had 90 degrees, or yesterday we had 90 degrees and a record high low. So things really changed.
And then, it's really good news, bad news, isn't it? I mean, you'd much prefer to have consistent temperatures gradually rising than have these big blasts and then go down cool again. I mean, it just seems like we're on a roller coaster.
Well, it's hard for anybody to get on a roll. They want spring to come on. They want to kind of ease their way into things. And they're going from winter where 3 weeks ago we had snow into 90-degree heat. It's such a change, and then they're not too sure what to do. But, we're done with frost now. I mean, I looked at the long-range forecast you guys got. There's nothing even close.
Yeah.
So we can get out and plant some vegetables and do all kinds of things now. So.
All right, so let's start talking about the thing that most everybody concerns themselves with at this time of year, and that's the lawn, because it is all of a sudden green. And what should we be doing? What are the first steps now that we can get out and work on the lawn?
Well, I think right now, I mean, you might have some dandelions that are popping up.
Oh, yes.
And, that are popping up in here. And there are some what they call winter germinating or fall germinating weeds that are popping up right now. And this is time to care of that, if at all possible. Usually your liquid weed controls will work a little bit better on these. The dandelions, weed and feeds will work fine because they have a big leaf. But the smaller leafed weeds like the chickweeds and so forth, wintercress, that type of thing, they get controlled with liquids a lot better.
So let me ask about this, the dandelions and things of that nature. The other thing we hear about is crabgrass, but we're not quite ready for that yet, are we?
Well, I mean, right now, crabgrass wants to germinate when the soil temperatures are getting up around 50. Okay, and we're getting there now with this last heat wave. And the old rule of thumb, which actually still applies pretty well, is apply pre-emergent crabgrass controls between the forsythia and the lilac bloom. Okay, and we're right in the middle of that now. So if you didn't do it earlier on this year, it's still a good time. Not that if you did it very, very early, it's all right, but sometimes you might have to do it twice because it only lasts for about 6 weeks as far as the preventative is concerned. So you got to keep an eye on that, and especially along the edges where it heats up. Sidewalk edges, asphalt edges. That's where it pops up the most.
And also, the other thing about lawns that I've noticed here, and I'm on an acre, and it's mostly rough ground, not really good smooth grass, but I have bare spots. I have spots where the underground animals pushed up holes and mountains, and the above ground animals dug, and I got holes I need to fill now. So what's the best way to do that? Can I just take grass seed and dump it on the hole?
Well, not necessarily. You want to open up some soil, some good, they turn it over a little bit so you get good seed to soil contact. If you had any weed killers down, you might have to take a little bit of that out of there because sometimes can affect how well your new grass seed will germinate. But the most important thing is getting good seed to soil contact so that seed all stays wet, stays damp, and like a little chicken and an egg, it wants to pop out of there. And then keep it evenly damp. It likes to be moist all the time, and but not necessarily drenched. You don't want it drowning in a puddle of water either.
All right, and then the other, yeah, that helps. And then the other issue that everybody worries about is that first mow, high or low.
Oh, well, if the lawn is really, really high right now because you haven't done it yet, and there are those that haven't, then you might want to mow it twice, once higher and once a little bit lower, okay? But the best recommendation I can give for most lawns is, depending on what, at 3 inches. 3 inches is a good height, maybe even 3.5, because you'll end up using less water in the long run. That cools the temperatures down on the soil. The roots go down deeper. Some of us obsess over doing it at 2 inches high, and there are guys out there that like to mow it about every 3 or 4 days because they want that carpet, and I guess that's okay, but just keep your blades sharp so you're not scalping everything.
Yeah, that's the other question too. There's different kinds of blades now. There's alligator blades. There's regular blades. Is one preferred over the other?
Well, the alligator blades basically are great for people who want to mulch the grass because if they keep them nice and sharp, what this does is the engineering lifts those grass blades up into the housing, and it chops them multiple times coming back down again, you see? And so, you're really mulching the grass and recycling it that way. Now, if you're bagging, that's all right, gives you a neat trim appearance. You just don't want to leave, if you're mulching or just side discharging, you just don't want to leave a big thick layer of grass over the top.
Yeah.
That blocks the light and smothers and adds to disease problems. Right?
Yeah, we had a caller. Apparently they couldn't wait on the line, but their question was what to do about a boxwood plant that is either winter burned or has a disease and only part of it seems to be affected.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, chances are you don't really have a disease problem. Okay, that's good chances. Now, because we don't have up in our area yet, in fact, I don't anticipate it, boxwood blights and things like that can affect them. All right. Chances are it was an environmental situation. Either got exposed to some freeze fluctuations or maybe even some salt spray next to a sidewalk. About the only thing that you can do is rub off the old leaves, check underneath the bark, make sure it's green underneath there, and it probably will regenerate. If it's completely brittle and dead, about the only thing that you can really do is prune out that portion and maybe take some plastic horticulture ties and pull some branches over from another space and train the boxwood to fill back in that area. I've done that before. It works pretty well. It's tedious, but it works.
Yeah. All right, good. Hang on, Jim. Got to take a break. We're talking to Jim Begic from Begic Nursery and Garden Center. If you have questions about things that's supposed to be growing outside, give us a call, 989-752-6111. More ahead.
Your home is your safe haven, and energy-efficient window treatments can make it feel even more comfortable throughout the year. Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. Now through June 20th, you can save on energy-efficient shades that help keep your home cool in the summer and warm during the winter. Don't wait to shop the Hunter Douglas Energy Smart Style Savings event going on now. Warden Interiors celebrating 60 years in business. We'll help you bring it all together.
Why do I love to work at Alpha Media Saginaw?
Awesome stations, fun work environment,
My work family, endless opportunities, because it doesn't feel like work.
Hi, I'm Carrie Gustafson, General Sales Manager at Alpha Media Saginaw.
We are expanding our marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We have an amazing staff and 5 awesome local radio stations. So if you want to get up every day loving what you do,
apply now at alphamediausa.com/careers. Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SECURE to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. So text the word SECURE to 989898.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Twitter shares tumbled this morning after Tesla CEO Elon Musk tweeted that his deal to buy Twitter is temporarily on hold, pending details about spam and fake accounts. Musk's strategy to turn around Twitter involved removing spammers and bots. Later, Musk tweeted he is still committed to acquisition of Twitter. He is legally obligated to the deal, but Twitter shares are still slumping. Around $45 in pre-market trading, his offer is for $54.20 a share. Barron's is reporting that Executive Howard Schultz purchased millions of dollars of the coffee chain stock on the open market. He paid $10 million on Tuesday for more than 137,000 shares. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SHELTER 9898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. Again, text SHELTER to 989898.
Annette Glenn was a high school sprinter and state champion. Now Annette Glenn's running for state senate, championing fairness, ensuring girls compete against girls, protecting girls' sports, and girls' privacy in the locker room. Paid for by Annette Glenn for state senate.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSW online poll, the U.S. government operating a disinformation governance board. He announced the formation of this board. It's described this way: to protect national security by combating foreign misinformation and disinformation. Some critics are saying that no government agency should be involved in any determination of what constitutes disinformation. Officials say it's not going to monitor American citizens and would work diligently to protect privacy. So the poll question is, should the U.S. government operate a disinformation governance board? You could say yes, absolutely necessary under any circumstances. You could say yes, but only if it guarantees to target foreign sources. You could say no, because you have concerns that American interests could be investigated. Or you could say no, period. Under no circumstances should government have a misinformation. Or you could say, I'm not sure. Why don't you scroll down the homepage, find that poll box, and make your vote that way, please.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. Want to know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football? Click on the Sports Broadcast box on WSGW.com.
All right, we're back. We're talking to Jim Begic from Begic Nursery and Garden Center in Bay City. And Laura is with us from Gaylord. Laura, good morning.
Oh, hi there.
Hi.
Hi. You're north. Yes. I have two questions. One involves oak leaf hydrangeas, when and how to prune them. And my other question involves ostrich ferns, where, like in the middle of the summer, they get their leaves, the end of their leaves get kind of burnt out and brown, even though we're watering them. So I'm wondering what we can do to avoid that.
All right.
Okay. Well, first of all, go to the oak leaf hydrangeas. You're almost 2 zones colder than us, so they're doing pretty well.
Yeah. Well,
So
actually,
far?
we have a cottage in Gaylord, but my home is in Birmingham. So
Oh, okay.
that's where they're asleep. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the thing is with oak leaves, actually the rule is to do as little as possible. Okay. The only time you really need to prune them is if you get some branches that are getting lanky or out of control. All right. Other than that, let them go. Give them a little fertilizer in the springtime, and that's about it. I know that sounds simple, but that's the rule. That help? I mean,
Yeah, they're planted. So now the windows are being obstructed from the growth.
Oh, yep. Okay. Well, then go ahead. You can go ahead and prune them now. All right. That's fine.
Okay.
If you want to just control, if you want to just control the growth, you shouldn't be limiting the blossom too much on it. The biggest thing with oak leaves, I found the blossoms are great, but the fall color is what I really like about them. But you can go ahead and cut them back. Now, as far as is the just cut them above, the lateral buds. All right, just don't leave a stub. Just cut them up with a good sharp shears. Now, as far as the ostrich ferns are concerned, I don't know if if there's anything lacking there. I know that later in the season they have a tendency, because of day length, they have a tendency to go back and die back into dormancy anyway. And cold has nothing to do with it, and water has nothing to do with it, because they can take a fair amount of moisture. Now, what you may want to try, I don't know how many you have. You have quite a mass of them, or is it just a few here and there?
No, massive, and they really spread.
Oh, yeah, they sure. But sometimes, and I don't have any here right now, but I probably be getting some in. There are some fertilizers that have a lot of humic acid in it. Okay, and it's an organic type of substance that really helps the biology of the soil, especially if it's gotten a little bit depleted. Now, is it sandy loam, or is it just
It's thick and a little bit, mostly humus, but there is some a little bit like clay, really packed down dirt yeah.
Okay. All right. Like I said, you may want to try some of that a little bit early, maybe a month before or half last year. Happening in August. I'll try to do it in the
Jim,
first part.
your phone is cutting out a little bit.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a touch.
All right. Well, then go back.
Yeah. No. We're going to get you to hang up and redial it. Laura, I hope we gave you enough information to be able to move ahead with it. But Jim's phone was acting up a little bit there. You there, Laura?
All
right, Jim, you hang up and call us back. And Laura, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. All right. We had a little technical issue there with Jim's phone popping, so we'll get him to redial the number and see if we can reestablish a more solid connection, if it's on his end. I know they've been having some phone problems in the building too, so we will hope that that's not what the issue is. That would not be a good thing. But, what are you going to do? Life goes on. We live in this technological world, and when the technology fails us, what do we do? Do we revert back to the old days? Because we all survived the old days. I mean, we survived with pencil and paper in hand and all of that good stuff. But the reality is that we've all become so accustomed to technology that when it lets us down, we sit there and scratch our heads like, oh, what do I do now? Help. All right. So we're waiting for Jim to give us a call back, and We'll, of course, continue on with our conversation here on WSGW. Guys at the station, and I have communication with them visually. Do you suspect that's our phone side, or was that Jim's phone side? See if we can get some indication as to which way we're headed, and see if we can get her straightened out a little bit. Tell you what, in the meantime, let me take a quick break, and we'll see if we can get our issues resolved, and then we will be back. Okay, Jim's back. All right, Jim, you there?
Yep, I am. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, got you now. Much better. All right. That's good.
Okay, good.
So I know Laura had to hang up, but you were talking about that fern, and you had some kind of a fertilizer for it.
Yeah, you want to plant an organic fertilizer that actually it's liquid, but it's got a lot of humic acid in it. Okay, we don't always have it on the over the counter, but it's easily gotten. What it does is it gives good fodder for good bacteria and good fungi in the soil, so the plants assimilate the nutrients better, and it does a good job, especially for plants that woodland bottom material.
Is that just for fern, or is that good for other plants?
Oh, it's good for a lot of things. There's really a trend in the marketplace towards more organics, and I've noticed that with continuing use, it really does make a difference in the general health of the garden.
Which is always good, right? Speaking of,
absolutely.
All right, speaking of gardens, and I know you checked the forecast, and it appears that we're going to be frost free. That we're on our way now. Is it okay now to plant whatever you want to plant in terms of vegetables?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I don't see a low right now in the front of us. I don't see a low lower than 48, 49 degrees, and that's unusual. I don't think I've seen that in a long, long time. So I think you're good to go. I really do. I'm confident.
And what's the early plants? What do you plant first? When you have a vegetable garden, what's the first thing you put in?
Well, the first ones, the very first ones are things like carrots, radishes, lettuce, the cole crops like broccoli and cauliflower, kale. Is always those are the first ones. Okay, and then normally it's a little bit early for tomatoes and peppers because they get a little bit more sensitive. But like I said, right now I think you're perfectly safe to do them.
That would be early for tomatoes, right?
Yeah, it'd be early for tomatoes. Normally around here, just say Memorial Day, time, 25th of May. And, we're only going to be at the 15th, this weekend. And I normally wouldn't recommend that, but I think you can take the risk pretty easily.
Yeah. All right. All right, gang, if you're listening at home and you have a question about what's growing outside or what shouldn't be growing outside, give us a call. Talk to Jim Begick from Begick Nursery and Garden Center on West Side Saginaw Road in Bay City. 989-752-6111. That will put you in touch with us. We'd be happy to chat with you on this Friday morning.
Wool Files in Saginaw is looking for an experienced parts counter person. You must be prompt, dependable, and knowledgeable in lawn and garden equipment. Qualified candidates can make good wages and receive an excellent benefit package at a clean, well-respected local business. For an opportunity to fill this rewarding position at one of the area's oldest, highly respected repair shops, bring a resume and apply in person to Dave at 5818 State Street, Saginaw. 6 p.m. This is a full-time position and starts now. Wool Files, Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw. Wool Files is an equal opportunity employer.
I tend to second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel. or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
Okay, let's start unloading the sod over here.
The grass is always greener when Haruka's Lawn Care does the mowing.
And then we want to get the flower bed started before lunch.
They need a new landscaping designer to keep their budding business growing.
Oh, can we double? This one needs to drain this way.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, a WSGW Morning Team Show memorable moment.
Lionel Richie has created fragrances called Hello.
Oh,
that is a fragrance for women.
That's actually neat.
And men.
One called Lady and Dancing on the Ceiling, Brick House. He was part of the Commodores.
You've been paying a lot of attention to his fragrances.
When it came to crafting a fragrance, he said, it's just a careful arrangement of notes for a song. Now it's a careful arrangement of whatever your fragrance is going to be. But I have descriptions here. So the women's fragrance has pear, jasmine, tuberose, and honey. The men have grapefruit, lavender, violet leaves, and vetiver. You can smell like Lionel Richie. Men's and women's versions. Hello. Just in time for the holidays.
Oh, you'll wear it all night long.
Oh, Pat.
One line after another. He knows his Lionel
Truly.
Richie, doesn't he?
The WSGW Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you on this Friday talking to Jim Begick from Begick Nursery and Garden Center in Bay City. Robert is in Saginaw. Robert, good morning.
Good morning. Got a different kind of question. I don't know if you guys Begick there carry varieties.
Yeah, sure. I've a whole bunch of different types. So what's your question, bud?
A general question on. I want to put in a row, and I see how sometimes different places they got them lined up. Just how close do you? There's several different types. I guess I can go out there and check them out, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to have all different types of profiles. Some are going to be very tall and very narrow, and almost pencil-like. Some are in between that. They call the American Niagara arborvitae or dark green arborvitae is one that eventually will get 12 tall and 6-7 feet wide, quickly in 10, 12 years. Then there are others that are lower and flatter. One called the Mission arborvitae stays more rounded or egg-shaped. One called Home Strip grows very, very slowly. Still gets to be 8 feet tall, but it takes 15 years to get there. So, okay. So you've got a lot of variety.
I see. Okay. I'll just have to mosey on down there and see what you got.
All right.
Yep. Thanks.
Good enough, Robert. Thanks. Bye-bye now. And Andy is in Midland. Andy in Midland, good morning. You're on with Jim Begick.
Good morning, both of you.
Morning.
I've got in my backyard, which I try to keep pretty much weed-free and mowed nice, but I'm getting some dead spots. Just some of them are just maybe the size of a plate, or some a little smaller, some a little bigger, and it's spotty. And we don't have any dogs. We don't have any dogs.
Okay.
I know it's not dogs, but I have no idea what it is.
I mean, so it just kind of what we call melts out a little bit, like and okay,
Yeah,
all right.
just,
Well,
yellowish colored grass.
okay, all right. Well, there could be several different diseases that are doing that. What they call lawn patch diseases are typical because they'll have an area that's 6 to 8 inches wide, or even 12, 18 inches wide as it goes out. Some of your general lawn fungicides that are available over the counter will do a pretty good job of getting that arrested and keeping it from spreading. A lot of times it's a condition thing because we had up until this areas and some of that stuff settled, and you may have to do some overseeding, okay, and turn it over like Art was talking about right in the beginning of the program. Turn the soil over a little bit and to get the seed back in the ground. And you have shade, or you here?
Pardon me?
You have shade, or is it?
Or you sunny?
Most of it's in the sun, I would say.
Okay, that's good. That's because that means that fungus normally won't hang out for very long. Now, the other thing you can do is look down there, and I don't think it's going to be the case, but you can, turn the soil over about 2-3 inches right now, insect-wise down there. See some overwintering grubs in space. Okay.
Okay.
It's just a possibility, but there might be some overwintering grubs. Okay.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
And just so we understand, because every time you mention grubs, people jump to conclusions. This is not the time to put on the grub control that we talk about in June usually, right?
It's usually middle June, middle to end of June for the new hatches that are going to come out.
Right.
But sometimes you have some overwintering ones that come to the surface, and they just cause it here and there. But unless you have more than one per square foot, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. See, I thought at one time of maybe grubs, but I know the skunks it attracts the skunks, or the skunks like to go for the grubs, and that's why I kind of thought maybe it wasn't the grubs, but.
Well, probably not. It's probably not, but. You can even use believe it or not, sir, you can even use a rose fungicide on there and it'll work.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
A fungicide you put on roses, same active ingredient.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll give a couple of little things a try, and that.
Okay.
So. Okay. Well, thanks a lot.
Hey, you bet, Andy. Thanks for calling. Bye now.
Okay.
And that opens the lines for you. Your questions about things growing outside with Jim Begich from Begich Nursery and Garden Center, West Side Saginaw Road in Bay City. And just while I have a moment here, we think about Begich's Nursery and Garden Center. We think about the plants, the chemicals, and all that. But you guys over the years have really changed the focus of that place to be, all things outdoors now. You have a big grill center, don't you?
Oh, it's a huge grill center. There's probably anywhere from 25, 30 grills on display. You can grill smokers. You can do just about anything with these things. You can program it on your phone now,
Oh, great.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can change the picture while you're watching a baseball game. It's really quite incredible. So, but the new grills and the smokers are, give incredible flavor for those guys and ladies out there that have really turned it into a science, So they've done a great job, but, of displaying them out there. And plus the fact you've got all these beautiful accents, fireplace tables and heaters for the cool nights that are out there. You can really turn your yard into a whole nother edition of the house.
Yeah. Jim, let me ask, when we talk about grills, obviously smokers, things like that, the technology changes and improves. Since you've been in the lawn and garden business and in horticulture, have the way we treat plant diseases and things of that nature changed very much over the years, or is it still pretty much the way it was 20 years ago?
Well, as far as diseases are concerned, of course, the old rule of thumb is to try and, as far as diseases are concerned, you want to culturally take care of them, good ventilation, that type of thing. As far as control of those diseases, the technology has really been quite advanced, so that you have a broad spectrum. But they all commend, and there are more organics available too that are very safe to use. But the key is that you want to don't build up resistance.
Yeah.
And we've heard that before. Okay, so that if you do have a disease issue, you don't want to use the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Now, as far as insecticides are concerned, wow, that the technology has really changed there too, because the modes of action are different. You're not using as much, and instead of actually killing the insect with what they call a neurotoxin, what they're doing is their mode of action is something as simple as paralyzing the jaws of the insects that can't feed, and it's far more safe, and you use a lot less. So the science.
Amazing. All right, we're going to take a break, and we will be back with talking to Jim Begick from Begick Nursery and Garden Center, Westside Saginaw Road in Bay City. More ahead on the Art Lewis Show. And our lines are open for you. Give us a call if you have a question about things growing outside.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text LOCAL to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio. Keep you connected to the music, local news, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
As a parent, you know kids are amazing and expensive. But with Fabric, protecting your family with term life insurance is surprisingly affordable with a personalized policy for your family starting at less than $1 a day. It's quick, easy, all online, and you could be approved instantly. Plus, no risk, cancel anytime. Secure your family's financial future today at meetfabric.com/future. That's MEET fabric.com/future. Fabric Insurance Agency policies issued by Vantis Life, not available in New York and Montana. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate. Stay ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
If you could wave a wand and change one thing about your house, what would it be?
Forget the wand. Home improvement isn't magic.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer, we can show you the tricks of the trade for remodeling and repair.
And how to not get fooled when you're choosing and directing a contractor. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Phone in your fix-up questions here this weekend.
On the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
The Money Pit, Saturday mornings at 9 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin Show.
It's the Friday 5 and we are celebrating life. I know for one thing, it is a highway. I learned that a long time ago.
Markley Van Camp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSG.
And we are back with you here on WSGW, talking about your lawn, garden, and things that grow outside with Jim Begick from Begick Nursery and Garden Center in Bay City. And lines are open for you at 989-752-6111. Jim, let's talk a little bit about transplanting trees, shrubs, and bushes and things of that nature. Is this a good time to do it, or have we past the peak, so to speak.
No. You're just getting into it, right? All the good trees that are out there, you're growing things in containers or they're dug and put in burlap, and they're available for planting just about any during the season. There's no deadline anymore, like people would say, where, okay, Memorial Day is the deadline. We can plant all year long, and it's a thing that we can, of course. But I think one of the things that segues into that is that anytime you're planting any type of plant, people have a tendency to plant them a little bit too deeply, okay? And they think that deeper is better and it's going to make the roots go down farther. And what you want to do is plant them so their soil, that's in the pot or in that burlap is going to be at the same level as your existing soil, and dig the hole wider rather than deeper, okay? Because those roots are going to come, laterally and necessarily straight down, and that way they can breathe very well. Okay, so that's really one of the biggest keys to good planting, and having loosen the soil really well and water it in as go. Don't put down and pack it so hard that the plant can't accept it, or the whole can accept any water.
Right. All right, we got Bruce in Gladwin with us this morning. Bruce, good morning. You're on with Jim Begic.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I apologize if this has been covered, but I'm going to ask anyway. How in the world do you kill this creeping Charlie stuff out of your lawn?
Oh, another one. This is the time of year to do it because it's actively growing and it hasn't gotten to be too, and it's very stemmy. You know that, okay? It's got hard stems. Yeah. But what you're going to find is that in combination products that are in what they would call clover and chickweed killer, things like that. Ingredient inside of there, or should be, called triclopyr, and TRICLOPYR. Okay, triclopyr. Actually, I think that's a Dow invention, and that works extraordinarily well if it's a product, as long as you put it together with what they call something makes it stick to the leaves and not roll off the leaves, because the leaves are they like just shed that moisture. Okay, so you want it to coat that and have it basically ingest that and translocate it to the roots. Now, you may have to do it if you got a lot of it. You might have to do it now and then about 6 weeks from now.
Yeah. Oh, it's just invaded our lawn. Yeah. She's worked at it. It
works. I've seen it work. We did here in varying types of content. But use that spreader sticker, what they call a surfactant. It's non-toxic and it's like honey, and all it does is it takes the oxygen bonds out of the water, so it coats instead of beads up.
Okay. Well, I'll pass that along. We'll go to work at it.
All right. Good luck with it.
All right. Thanks, Art. Enjoy the show.
Yep. Thanks. Let me ask about the surfactant, because is it a thicker substance, and will it spray well on the sprayers?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of like the consistency of a thinned down honey a little bit. You only use about a tablespoon, depending on the concentration, tablespoon per gallon of mix. And that you just mix it right in. There are no other. It has no other purpose other than to coat. Okay. And it makes anything work better that you're using in the garden. If you're spraying a fungicide on makes the rose leaves with better. If you're spraying it on weeds, it makes the weeds better. It just makes everything a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, and it's easy to use. Then only a teaspoon to a gallon, you said?
Yeah, it's easy to use. It costs $6 for a pint, and it doesn't spoil.
Yeah, cool. Hey, there's another good question. Storing these chemicals, how long can you keep some of these things on the shelf? Do they lose their oomph? For example, if you have an old package of Roundup sitting on your shelf and you haven't used it in a couple of years, is it still good?
Well, I want it didn't freeze. I mean, what you want to do is you want to make sure that it doesn't freeze and doesn't separate, okay? Because you can ask for some trouble. All right. So the most thing is, keep it at 40 degrees or above. and then it should last quite a while. Now, other pesticides, insecticides might have a shelf life to them, which kind of brings me to another thing. If you don't know what's on your shelf and it doesn't have a label,
get rid of it.
Get rid of it. But there's a way to get rid of it, and it's not in front of me right now. But people can call. We got it posted at the business every Thursday. Somewhere in the Saginaw Valley, there is a program. They change the locations. There's a program they will pick up, or that you can drop off, and they will dispose of your leftover pesticides. Okay, but you got to make a number. All you got to do is call them up, and they'll take care of residences. They'll take care of farms. It's a really neat program. Okay, and it's a good way of safely getting rid of the stuff that you don't know what it is. And it doesn't end up in the drain or the waterways.
Let me ask, last question. This is about safety. We've all heard about the lawsuits with Roundup and all of that. But yet, of course, Roundup is still on the shelves and it's sold widely. How dangerous is it to use Roundup for the average homeowner going to go out and knock down a couple of weeds or plants or things? How dangerous is it?
Well, it's minimal, especially if you're using it at recommended rates. Well, the recommended rates are really quite light. It's only maybe an ounce per gallon, something of that order. And, if the only time I can ever see that this would have been a problem is if somebody's exposed to this stuff 8-10 hours a day, day after day after day after day, and even science is out there. And I'm not being an advocate necessarily one way or the other, but it's like anything else. Use it the way it's supposed to be used, and you won't have any trouble. It's still very efficient. It has enormous economic importance in agriculture, and I don't see it going anywhere for a long time.
Yeah. All right. So tell everybody about the hours you keep at Big Ick.
Okay. Well, I've got extended hours out during the week till 8 o'clock at night. We're open at 9 in the morning, and then Saturday we're 9 to 6, and Sunday we're 11 to 5. So we should be open and ready for you to go.
Well, we're all ready to get out and do something. I'll tell you that. Jim?
Yeah.
I know it's a busy time for you, but I thank you for taking time out to talk to us this morning. We appreciate it.
Well, that's quite right. That's what we're here for. So
right.
Thanks for the time.
Do it again in a few weeks. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Jim Begic from Begic Nursery and Garden Center on West Side Saginaw Road in Bay City. We thank him for joining us. We're going to take a pause, come back, and then finish up here on the Art Lewis Show.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Nori's Restaurant in Auburn. You are going to get a certificate for only $10. Nori's Restaurant in Auburn has a new owner, new menu, and new hours. They're located at 963 West Midland Road in Auburn. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
All right. That puts another edition of the Art Lewis Show in the books. And we'll do it again on Monday. Meantime, stick around. News coming up. And then we'll focus on the Great Lakes STEM Passport Scavenger Hunt.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original.
I'm Steve Kathan. Instead of being on the court, an American basketball star faced another day in court. On the opening day of the WNBA season, Brittany Griner found herself again before a judge in Moscow, where she learned her pre-trial detention will be extended 1 month. The State Department's Ned Price tells CBS News the U.S. government considers her wrongfully detained.
Brittany Griner is doing as well as can be expected under what can only be described as exceedingly difficult circumstances.
She was seized at an airport allegedly with vape cartridges containing oil derived from cannabis. Now to Ukraine, CBS's Deborah Pata reports there are allegations of the northern part of the country where schools were hit by Russian forces.
What's the point of destroying schools, asked Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky. Any Russian commander who gives such an order is sick.
There we go. Now,
52-year-old Olga, whose daughter could not hide from a Russian tank that fired directly at her house.
And you were with
It's still not completely safe to exhume her daughter's body as she relives the trauma and sorrow. She suffered for almost a whole day. All she has left now is heartbreak.
Elon Musk shook things up today when he said his motorbike on hold. He says he wants accurate information on the number of likely fake accounts on the platform. CBS News tech reporter Dan Patterson.
Musk is kind of a Trump-like figure. He says things for engagement, generously we'll say for engagement, right? We can't always take him at his word. There's a lot of meta behind whatever he said.
Twitter stock is down around 9% today. Musk later said he's committed to
There we
completing
go.
the deal.
Now we got you.
The White House says it's doing what it can to try to ease the infant formula shortage. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
Officials here at the White House say they're going to cut some packaging regulations to help get new products on the shelves faster. They're also calling for the Bay County library system price gouging, which, as you can imagine, could become a big problem. And they're working on importing more formula from overseas.
Critics say the steps will do little to boost supplies
be with it a little
immediately.
bit, so hang on.
In Iowa, storm winds kicked up.
All right, here it comes.
Dust storms and damaging winds there too, and in
Rich, are
Minnesota
you
and
there?
South Dakota.
Yes. All right. Wow, we have a whole full
possible
tribe today.
tornadoes on the ground in some spots.
All right,
Wall
hang on,
Street,
guys.
right now the Dow
We'll be
is
with you
up
in about
446 points. The
7 or 8
Nasdaq
minutes
is
or
higher
so.
by
I
350.
turn the videos
This is
off when we're
CBS
not
News.
on. We'll let you all introduce yourselves. So we'll be back.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays.
Wool Files in Saginaw is looking for an experienced parts counter person. You must be prompt, dependable, and knowledgeable in lawn and garden equipment. Qualified candidates can make good wages and receive an excellent benefit package at a clean, well-respected local business. For an opportunity to fill this rewarding position at one of the area's oldest, highly respected repair shops, bring a resume and apply in person to Dave at 5818 State Street, Saginaw, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. This is a full-time position and starts now. Wool Files, Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw. Wool Files is an equal opportunity employer.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to find savings. But you may have more cash than you realize, and you unlock it today with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could get all that cash in as little as 3 weeks. Put your hard-earned money to work. Pay down high-interest debt and combine your balances into one simple, low monthly payment. Now is your perfect opportunity to take control of your financial future. So what are you waiting for? When you want to consolidate debt and simplify your finances, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon. Savings right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SECURE to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. So text the word SECURE to 989898.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 78 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Police in Saginaw are investigating the death of a 7-month-old. Police were dispatched to a home on 22nd Street near Lapeer Street yesterday after the boy's parents called 911 to say their child was not breathing. The boy was pronounced dead at the scene. Foul play is currently not suspected, though an autopsy will be performed to determine the cause of death. Bay City area residents interested in updates to the Liberty Bridge project can speak with Bay City Bridge Partners at a special event May 18th. The event, called Coffee with the BCBP Crew, will be held at the Doubletree Riverfront Grill Lounge from 9 to 9:30 a.m. Attendees will have the opportunity to ask questions and meet the new general manager of operations, Lynn Pavlak, a Bay City native. BCBP is overseeing construction of Liberty Bridge and repairs to the Independence Bridge on the city's north side. This is Economic Development Week, and a plan has been launched to attract new businesses to an 8-county region, including Saginaw Bay and Midland. DW's Ann Williams.
It's an effort to help the area recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's been branded Great Lakes Bay, Michigan centered. Aranac, Clare, Gladwin, Gratiot, and Isabella counties are part of the collaborative as well. 7 regional economic development organizations have launched the initiative to bring investment in targeted industries by promoting regional assets to decision makers of companies through site selection and to engage key stakeholders in promoting the benefits of doing business in the region. A committee has produced marketing materials and developed streamlined property templates to market the most shovel-ready and desirable land parcels and buildings in each county. Target industries have also been identified, including advanced manufacturing, agribusiness, and healthcare. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation has awarded the initiative a $105,000 grant. Ann Williams, News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Growing problem for soybean growers, but now there's a way to control weeds and help break the cycle of resistance. New Preview 2.1 SC herbicide from UPL, an innovative new combination of active ingredients in a novel SC formulation. So powerful, so long-lasting, it can control the most devastating broadleaf weeds before they start, giving you a preview of what your fields will look like at harvest. Ask your retailer about New Preview 2.1 SC, and always read and follow label directions.
With the high cost of fertilizer, water, and other inputs, there's never been a better time for the groundbreaking iGrowth Imiflex sorghum production system. Herbicide-tolerant iGrowth grain and forage hybrids from Alta Seeds paired with the weed-fighting power of Imiflex herbicide from UPL can help you improve your crop production efficiency and make the very most of your sorghum acres. Visit sorghumpotential.com/start today to lock in your seed. Always read and follow label directions.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. Up next, an inmate is facing new felony after mailing a threatening letter to the Ingham County judge who sentenced him. Investigators say Christopher Schenberger, who's serving 6 to 15 years in prison, mailed the letter to Circuit Court Judge Joyce Dragonchuk last December after being denied consideration for parole. Schoenberger allegedly threatened to kill individuals involved in his sentencing at random. He's now facing a charge of making a false threat of terrorism, a 20-year felony. Ford is telling investors to hang in there as the company gets some downgrades from analysts. Here's details from Jeff Gilbert.
Concerns remain costs and whether profits may have peaked. Ford stock price is about half of where it was when it peaked earlier this year. Chairman Bill Ford telling the annual meeting the company is on the right track.
Obviously, I'm a big shareholder, and I keep buying shares whenever I can, and I do it because I believe so firmly that our is incredibly bright.
Ford saying the company is making bold moves and has several hits on its hands, including the Maverick, Bronco, and EVs like the F-150 Lightning and Mustang Mach-E.
A former president at the University of Michigan, who was fired over a relationship with a subordinate, has apologized to the school's governing board. It's part of a settlement between the university and Mark Schlissel. The deal guarantees him a faculty job, retiree health insurance, and other benefits, according to the Detroit News. But it first starts with a one-year leave and a $463,000 settlement. Schlissel acknowledged poor judgment in an April letter to the board. WSGW News Time, 11 Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high in the upper 80s. Winds out of the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low near 63. Saturday, a chance for some showers and thunderstorms here late. We'll see increasing cloud cover, high around 82. And on Sunday, partial sunshine develops with a high around 75. Monday, a blend of clouds and sunshine with a slight chance for rain showers, high around 70 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny and a high of 64. Wednesday, we'll have sunshine with a high around 64. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 77.
Now, it's time to focus as presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio. And our program sponsored by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at GetRoofMax.com. GetRoofMax.com. Or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. Today we're going to learn about Great Lakes Bay STEM Passport and Scavenger Hunt, and I have a bevy of guests with me this morning, all on video. So we'll allow them to introduce themselves. We'll start with you, Jessie. Tell us who you are and who you represent this morning, please.
Hello, I'm Jessie Teeter, and I am with the Mid-Michigan Children's Museum.
And Cora, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Cora Schuff, and I'm here from the Bay County Library System.
And Rich.
Hi, good morning. Rich Van Tall, representing Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance and the STEM Pipeline STEM Impact Initiative.
Just had breakfast with Matt Fallon this morning. So
excellent.
Knew you were coming. So tell us, I think we need to start with an overview before we get into the Scavenger Hunt, which is this event coming up. Tell us about Great Lakes Bay STEM Passport and what it is.
Sure, yeah, Art. So several years ago, we wanted to get more families involved in their children's STEM education. So we developed a passport program, and they were physical passports we would hand out to families. We ended up distributing about 8,000 of those to families across the Great Lakes Bay region, working with our school districts. And so we got about 8,000 of those distributed, and the intent was to have families use those passports to help navigate across the region to museums, planetariums, zoo, other STEM-rich institutions like our libraries, really to make them aware of all of the wonderful STEM resources that are available around the region. Most recently, we pivoted. We went from a physical passport and started working on a mobile STEM app that you can download to your device. And so we're excited to be launching that.
Now, launching, it's brand new then?
It is absolutely brand new. We worked with an app developer. He's actually originally from Midland County, Thomas Hunter. He started a company called Radar Chat. So he's currently living out in California. Silicon Valley, and we started engaging with him about a conversation to develop an app for the Great Lakes Bay region to take the STEM passport virtual.
And is that app available now?
Absolutely. If folks will go to www.stempipeline.com and go to the out of school time section, they'll find the STEM passport and all of the directions to download the device to their phone. They can also search in their app store or the Android store and find the app there.
All right. So let's move on to the scavenger hunt and see how it relates to our other guests. Let me start with you, Jesse, and the Saginaw Children's Museum. How are you involved?
We are one of the awesome institutions that is part of this. They can come to our physical location, and if they show us, that they've been here, mark it down, then they're entered in to win the awesome prizes that have been collected for the people that visit the most places. But we're really excited to see that traffic come, especially during the summer when it's a little bit hot. We have air conditioning here, so we want to keep families safe and have fun.
It's called a scavenger hunt, which usually, to me, that indicates I'm looking for something in particular. In this case, am I just looking to visit the institutions that are part of the passport? Is that the idea?
Yep, the scavenger is the locations.
All right. And Jesse, thank you. And let's ask Cora what the library has to do with the Bay County Library System. Gee, there wouldn't be any STEM books in there, would there?
STEM books and all kinds of activities. The kickoff is fantastic because it coincides with the checkout that we're beginning of STEM kits in all of our library branches at the end of this month. So if you visit the library, any of the branches, and check in, also stop into the library and register to win a free solar robot.
So let me ask Rich the importance of STEM in this day and age.
Yeah, I mean, we have some, workforce issues related to STEM careers, and we're really hoping to cultivate talent as early as possible, acknowledging that we really need parents to be, play a big role in their child's STEM education. And we're hoping that as early as possible, parents are engaged in this life learning process to cultivate the workforce in STEM education from cradle to career. And we can't think of any better way than to have parents download this app and engage with their students and go to these various locations. We have 22 locations that are part of the passport or the scavenger hunt in the passport app. And I'll also mention that it's kind of like Pokemon Go. You go to these various locations, you check in, and not only do you have the opportunity to experience what's available at these locations, but you have this wonderful opportunity to win prizes. And the scavenger hunt will go from May 10th to June 18th. And then if folks don't already know, coming up on June 20th to the 22nd, we're going to host right here in the Great Lakes Bay region an international STEM conference showcasing many of the 22 locations that have already been part of our efforts in the past and part of the app.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here, and we will be back with our guests. More ahead on Focus here on WSGW.
Hometown feel and big time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel. This is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and about Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly.
Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-67.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR positive, HER2 negative, and hormone-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
If you're or your dream home, go with a lender you can count on for competitive rates. Over 300 loan products and thousands of loan consultants to help make sure you get the home and the mortgage that you want. Call now to see if you're pre-approved. 866-888-LOAN. 866-888-LOAN. Or go to loandepot.com. Loan Depot, where home means everything. Rates are subject to NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
Has this ever happened to you? Your significant other says, we've got to redo the kitchen, and you break out into a cold sweat?
Well, don't worry. It's a common condition, something we call needless remodeling anxiety. And we've got the cure. Heck, we are the cure. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm yourself or direct it yourself. We can help you keep your project on track and on budget.
So join us this weekend for the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
The Money Pit, Saturday mornings at 9 on WSGW.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back here on Focus, talking about Great Lakes-based STEM Passport and the upcoming Scavenger Hunt. Again, Rich, it runs when to when?
So it's already started on May 10th, and it'll run until June 18th.
June 18th. And the intent, and I have to believe the intent is not just to go in and say you were there, but go in and look around and participate, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we have two of our partners here, the Bay County Library System and Mid-Michigan Children's Museum, and every one of the 22 locations just have wonderful resources for families. They have staff there to support families with either activity kits or other learning experiences and opportunities, really hoping that families will participate and enjoy these opportunities across the region.
How are we doing in attracting youngsters into STEM programs today?
Well, I think we've been making a lot of progress, but we still have a lot more to do. And that's the reason why we instituted the campaign, the Scavenger Hunt, is really trying to be more focused about creating awareness around all of these excellent opportunities, and not just awareness, but then kind of mobilizing parents to take it to the next level and visit these locations, and then take it to the next level and actually have these experiences and enjoy these experiences and spend some time at our museums, spend some time at our local library. And that really will afford everybody even more opportunities to learn.
Sometimes you don't see the forest for the trees and what have you, but I really wonder if people realize that in this region, and if we just look at Saginaw Bay counties, Midland County, roughly 400,000 people, how many things we have that a lot of bigger communities don't have. And we have a lot to be thankful for in this area, don't we?
I think that's an excellent point, Art. Absolutely. I think when families take a look at this app, if they download it off a Radar Chat, or if they go to the website and download it through the QR code, they are going to be surprised, and hopefully will learn and discover just the wealth and breadth of opportunities available. We do have a tremendous amount of assets, and we to some extent might be underutilized. We want to encourage full utilization.
Let me ask about the app. Is it available in the Play Store and the Android Store, places like that?
Absolutely. Both the Google Store, Android Store, as well as the Apple Store.
Apple Store. All right. Cora, let me ask about the library. Do you find youngsters coming in, checking out or looking at STEM books and STEM related materials?
Absolutely. What we're finding is families are ready to engage. They want to return. And so we're offering a lot of hands-on opportunities where families can drop in and they're learning. The kids are learning without really realizing what they're doing.
That's the trick, isn't it? And Cora, I want to ask you, because you have an event coming up next Thursday at the Children's Museum. Tell us a little bit about that.
Jesse.
Yes, so that would be
Jesse, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yes, we do. We have our big annual event, our Kids at Heart event. So it's for our big kids, our 21 plus friends that we have. And you are actually our guest MC. So we're super grateful that you're going to come and enjoy the event with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have food, we're going to have drinks, and we're going to have a silent and live auction. So all kinds of big kid fun.
All right. That's next Thursday at the museum. They contact you, they can find out about tickets and all that good stuff,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
All right. So let's end reminding everybody that the passport, the Great Lakes STEM passport, is out there and you can download it onto your phone or your computer. Rich, thank you much for being with us this morning. We'll have to do it again.
You bet. Thank you, Art.
All right. Cora, thank you. And say hi to Trish Burns when you see her for me.
I sure will. Thank you.
And you say hi to Ann Doyle for me when you see her.
Will do.
Right, Jesse? All right. Well, thanks for being with us this morning, all of you. We appreciate it.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Great Lakes STEM passport. And of course, you know, the reality is that STEM is critically important to the future. Most any job today, even ones that don't require a 4-year college education, require you to have STEM knowledge so you understand the workings of things. We will take our last break and be back to close out after these notes.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union just got better. It's now being offered all year long. This means you can get a whatever loan whenever. Now available year-round. The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union gives you money when you need it most. Use it on groceries, utilities, unplanned expenses, or whatever else life throws your way. Apply online at mfcu.net. Get back on your feet with the Whatever Loan from Members First Credit Union. Some restrictions may apply. Federally insured by the NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Let's plan on having concessions over there.
Mike is remodeling the old family drive-in movie theater.
Go find Gavin. Tell him the sound team is here.
He'll need a new front-of-house cast and behind-the-scenes crew.
Hey, can we talk staffing real quick? I'm thinking at least 6 per shift.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio.